Behind every brand is a story. So now it's time to meet your maker. And as mentioned earlier, today in Meet Your Maker, we have Jessica DeJesus, who is the CEO and president of TaxSpace. Yes, it's tax season. It's that time. You're going to get money or you're going to not maybe get too much money. But Jessica is here to help us out. We all got our pen and pads ready. We're ready to get some good advice here. But first of all, thank you again for joining us. We all are infamous here at the show for do's and don'ts. So we said, why not do one for taxes? So because of demand, high demand, we are presenting you with the do's and don'ts of tax season. And please, Jessica, take it away. Give us some do's and don'ts that not a lot of us would know or maybe a little naive to understand.
So a do that you can start with is thinking about next year now. As you are having different sorts of income coming your way, whether it's W-2 employment income, whether you're a gig worker, so if you're doing Lyft and Uber and all these other types of shared services, whether you work at a dental office and the dental office is providing a 1099 instead of a W-2, all of that stuff you should start thinking about. But this is just wages. Start thinking about other forms of income that you have. So are you buying stocks? Are you selling them? Are you, dipping your toe into crypto? Are you withdrawing funds from your retirement account? Things like that, we know they're happening in real time, but next tax season, you forget. So I think the best thing that you can do is try to keep a running list of income that you have, but also keep a running list of expenses that you're incurring as well. Okay. So this, for example, could be your college students. This could be energy efficient tax credits. So like if you're buying windows and doors, if you're getting your HVAC replaced, your hot water heater, start thinking about things that you could potentially deduct. Now, one thing that I recommend is that when tax season does arrive, don't file too soon. You are going to receive your W-2s and your 1099s possibly by end of January, but the other tax forms arrive after. So I come across a lot of times where folks say, I got my W-2, can I make an appointment? They come in, I prepare the tax return, gets filed, and then I get a screenshot. This came in the mail, what do I do with it? So this is actually something that happens more often than not. So I think that, being patient with waiting is very useful.
Okay, and now that's called an amendment, correct? That you would have to do. Right,
so they would come back with the tax form. I would file an amendment for them. Now, if you file a normal tax return, it could be processed and you can see your refund within 2 weeks if you're getting a refund. If you file an amendment, that process sometimes takes 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes 8 to 12 weeks. So if you are owed additional funds, that's how long you have to wait.
All right, good to know. Definitely good to know. I never knew that there was a time stretch with an amendment, but that's definitely something a lot of people don't know. So couple more, keep it going. We'd like this.
So it's important if you are preparing your own taxes that you're versed with tax law, but who is? That's what I'm here for, right? Your tax professional should be versed with the tax law. I recommend if you are preparing your own taxes and you're not familiar with the law, as you're going through these, box tax preparation services online, and you get through questions where you really don't know the answer to them, don't guess. Do not guess. This can get you in a lot of trouble. I think that's a good stopping point to think about, does this require a tax professional? Should I at least be in communication with one and maybe gain some guidance? So it's a lot of people take the chance and they submit all this stuff and then they get stuck because they're receiving IRS letters And then they hire the tax professional. And then the tax professional has to undo everything you did. And it costs money. So I think that it's important that, I think that the key word here today is going to be patience. Patience, like don't just hurry up and input the data, hurry up and submit, and then find later that there's going to be issues.
Okay.
But as opposed to that, don't wait to the last minute to file. Because if you do owe, let me tell you that the longer you wait to file and pay what you owe, you are incurring interest and penalties. And the IRS wants their money.
And G-Phi, he's like, yeah, but he knows that very well. He knows that very well.
Yeah. If there's a poster child for this problem, and let's add one more don't to that. You said, don't wait to file. Don't ignore it like some people did over here in the screen.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to go away. Oh, I think I'm right. They're going to get it right. Blah, 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 blah. No, they heard none of that, nor do they care. Okay?
And almost always they are correct in the letter that they're sending you. If they find an issue, almost always they are right, but not always. So, always have the advice of your tax professional, because there may be options for you, and your tax professional would help you write a response to the IRS letters that you're getting.
Okay.
Another don't is do not intentionally leave tax forms out of your tax return preparation. People will say, I worked 8 months at this one job. I know I have 2 more W-2s left. I know I barely made money. I'm gonna file. I'm not gonna wait. And what happens? Probably a year later, 2-3 years later, the IRS notice comes out. We've recalculated your tax return. You were issued a refund that was too high. Now you owe it back, plus interest, plus penalty.